Hello 6G1. As per request, here's a short tutorial on how to write a summary. So here's our plot chart that we created. In which you're going to fill out your tag, you're going to fill out your trigger, really you should fill out the conflict, and then out the trigger, the reaction, the climax, the resolution. You're then going to take each of these parts of the story and you're going to write it into a summary. So here's a summary that I wrote for There's a Nightmare in My Closet. So in the fantasy story, There's a Nightmare in My Closet by Mercer Mayer. A boy goes to sleep every night. Okay, there's my tag. I have my title, my author, my genre, and introducing the character. Every night he goes to sleep and is very scared. Trigger. Notice how I did not write the word trigger. I just kind of wrote the story. He thinks that there is a nightmare hiding in his closet. This is my conflict. Did I write that it was a conflict? No, I just wrote the next sentence. So he makes sure to close his closet and kill that nightmare. I use a transition so to kind of segue into the next part of the story. But yet again, I did not write the word reaction. I then wrote suddenly. Suddenly is kind of like that, dun 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 when it comes to a transition. Suddenly he comes face to face with the monster. So you almost feel like there's this conflict. There's almost the conflict that's going on. And then when the monster cries, he decides to let him into his bed and is no longer scared of the nightmare. That is our resolution. So just to review, you pretty much take each of these parts. Each of these should be a sentence. So really, instead of 8 to 10 sentences, the reality is it's probably 7. It may be that either the trigger or the conflict, one of these may be more than one sentence, but no more than 2 sentences, because the summary should be no longer than 10 sentences. You're pretty much taking this is a sentence, this is a sentence, this is a sentence, this is a sentence, and you're almost kind of like transitioning between each part with the transition word. You should never mention the word trigger. You should never mention the word reaction. Never mention the resolution. You can use transition words to kind of segue nicely. And here is a list of transition words. It is in your packet that we have your formal paragraph gold paragraph packet. But if not, here's a list of transitions. Feel free to pause the video at this point if you want to kind of look over these transitions. I'm doing it very slowly so you can look at it. So you can pause this at any time, this video at any time, to look at transitions that should help you transition into different parts of the story. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to me. This is Mrs. Kurtz signing